It has been a week or so since I've been laid off with that news. And in my last vlog, I pretty much captured my week being unemployed. I had no plans to do anything. I kind of just wanted to reconnect with myself, touch some grass, figure out who I am. I'm still figuring that out. This journey requires me to do a lot of reflection. I'm obviously still continuing to learn things about myself every single day, which is like a blessing because I have had time to just like sit and think with my thoughts, which is helpful but also really scary. In this video, I'm going to get ready and I figured we'd do a little chit-chatty video of things that I've learned during my first week of unemployment. All this to me is like subjective to change. There are so many things that could change, my opinions, my thoughts, whatever, but in this first week, this is just what I've learned and I'm still learning, and so I'm hoping that I will just share this with you guys. So the first thing I've learned while being unemployed is that I'm bored. I don't have any projects to do. I don't have any goals. I don't have any deliverables. And obviously, like, unlike a job where you're clocking in every single day, you're doing things to help projects move along, I don't have that. I do have personal goals, obviously, such as like growing this channel and my fitness goals, but that's not something that I'm working on. Well, I am working on it every single day, I should say, but in the big grand aspects of thing, it's not like a job where I'm clocking in, right? And so I've realized that I'm so bored that I don't have a routine of getting up at 6 a.m., going to the gym, and then making sure I'm at work at 7. And I'm a very routine-based person, so this is extremely abnormal to me, and I'm starting to hate it because last week was just like a fluctuation week of me kind of just discovering things and figuring things out myself. I didn't put that pressure on me to make sure I knew everything, but I realized that I need to because I cannot just be doing nothing. I am an extremely type A person and I love that about myself, but I feel like being bored has been so annoying because I have so much time on my hands, which is awesome, but with that, I'm consuming media at a rapid rate and I don't like that. With more media leads to me having more time to just look at other people's lives. It ultimately leads me to comparison because I'm seeing people on social media either being super successful at their job or seeing them have the freedom to travel and experience life. And then that leads me to question what I'm doing with my life and where I'm at the moment. And I figured that that's really toxic for me because I don't think anyone should be consuming media at that rate. Also, considering the state of the world, seeing people protest and stuff, I love it. Like, I'm all for that. But I think with the state of the world, just seeing like constantly bad news being berated over and over and over, like, I'm so sad about it all, and it doesn't help that I feel powerless. Of course, like I stated in my last video, my mom and I were able to go protest, and I feel like I'm doing what I can to help my community, with, if that means like sharing posts, donations, you know, doing what we can. I'm also in a position where I'm an immigrant, not an immigrant, I'm a minority, so it's even scary for me, you know? People can have the assumption of that you're legal, it's fine. It's actually not fine. I want to help, but there are also times where I also have to be aware of my surroundings, and I think everyone understands that because, I mean, if you don't understand it, then I'm confused. So the next thing that I learned in my unemployment is that I'm actually emotionally abusive and I have no regulations over my emotions at this moment. One thing is that I'm always emotional. Sorry, I need my mirror. I have always been an emotional person. There is no secret in that. I'm a Virgo, I'm an eldest daughter, like, I'm just so invested in my emotions. But I realized because I am going through this very dangerous shift in my life where I could not have prepared for something like this, that I ultimately am just like 10 times more sensitive with my emotions and thoughts. And I know that I'm just scared. I'm scared because I don't know what the possibilities are in my life. I don't know what is my new normal because I'm trying to figure it out. I don't know what the right answers are here. I'm just trying to survive. So I know that sounds ridiculous, but it is the truth. In this past week, there has been a lot of tears from me. I have been having really difficult conversations with myself. My circuit is like super short. Like, I don't know why. I mean, like, my boyfriend takes the grunt of it because we live together, and I have so much love towards my boyfriend and my family, but I think they know that I'm under a lot of stress. I am the only one putting this pressure on myself. I was talking to my boyfriend. He's so patient because I get so flustered, and then my emotions are all over the place. My family and my boyfriend, they know me so well. Like, it's almost scary how well they know me. In this moment where I'm so weak and fragile with my emotions, they've never made me feel like I'm a terrible person, you know? Not saying like I would just completely go off on them, but I'm snippy and I can't stop. And even if they've done nothing to me, I'm snippy with it because I can't even take care of myself right now. My boyfriend is so patient. He is like the kindest person ever. He knows that I get this way, which is flustered, and he never freaks out over it, you know? He usually does what I need, which is when I'm super flustered and I can't even articulate any of my emotions and feelings, he comes to me in like a physical way where I just need a hug. And that's true. I need a hug, and I need him to rub my back and tell me that it's okay. Which I know I sound like a child when I say stuff like that, but genuinely that is a part of my emotional response, and it has to do a lot with my childhood, I believe, which nothing like dramatically happened in my childhood, but I think it's because I'm the oldest and I'm always having that pressure to myself about wanting to be perfect. I'm naturally like the head person in charge. It's nice to have someone like take care of me instead. Not that my parents don't, but it's that like that support. I don't even know how to explain it. I just know that as an oldest daughter, you would understand the pressure of it because growing up I took care of my siblings, which is natural, you know, as the oldest you take a lot of that responsibility. And I know that that has carried on to me in adulthood, even though my siblings, they're pretty much adults too, you know. My sister's in college, my brother's in high school. They don't need me to baby them anymore. I'm trying less to do that because a lot of this stuff is out of my control. And so that's where my boyfriend comes in and helps me, where he takes care of me. And to me, like, that is probably the biggest ask I could even do, you know, and it makes me feel safe and he makes me feel seen. And here's the weirdest, or not weirdest, here's the funniest thing, you guys, is that my boyfriend is younger than me. He's younger than me by like a year, which isn't too bad. Actually, depending on what month it is, he's younger than me by like a year and a half, or like borderline 2 years, which is wild. I don't like that, but you know, his maturity level is like, I have to say sometimes it's even better than mine because I, you know, think with my emotions, and that's just who I am. Thankfully, he never like faults me for it. I can't sit still. I feel like I don't have a safety net because I don't have a flow of incoming money, which can be really scary considering with my, you know, the paycheck that I'm used to having. I've already established my lifestyle in a way that can suffice, you know, like every time I get paid, I know where all my money is going. It's going towards my credit card. It's going towards my bills, my school loans, you know, there's so much that I had control over. And the fact that I don't have any incoming money, it's scary now because I still have to keep up with that not keep up with that lifestyle, but in the sense of my bills, like my school loans are out of this world, that I'm still responsible for that, you know? And not having any income is really terrifying. Honestly, financially, I'm kind of okay in the sense of like I was really good at managing my money, saving it, investing it, and I had a big safety net of like I have a decent amount saved up. So I'm okay. But I think because I know nothing is coming in, that kind of freaks me out. Because of this, I actually took a job. I went to go look, and I've been talking to, friends and just telling them, my family, I've been telling them my situation. And I actually just got hired as a server for like 1 day a week at my friend's aunt's place because I just was like, I need something rather than nothing. And she was kind enough to just help me out. Obviously, this is not ideal. Being in like a corporate office job and then going back to a service job, I feel so discouraged because that is not what my life was supposed to be. I was always in a corporate job, and I've done service jobs before, but I've moved on from that part of my life. So to go back from it, I feel so grateful, but a part of me also feels embarrassed because I feel like in my career, now I'm taking like 3 steps back, and I hate that feeling. But, you have to do what you have to do to keep the lights on, and it's okay to put your ego aside, which I'm doing, to just do the job. This serving job obviously is not gonna equate to what my 9 to 5 was helping me, but it helps in the sense of it's gonna pay my bills. I've been doing really good not overspending my money, which was my goal for 2025 anyways, was to be better at budgeting. The next thing that I learned in this super chaotic situation that I'm in is that this is the most important time where being a villager has paid off. I obviously did not make a big post and preach to the world that I got laid off, but my family knows, my closest friends know, because we're always in consistent contact. So when things like this happen, it's so nice to have people in my life who are always encouraging me and always supporting me. Those words of encouragement from family and friends have helped me so much, honestly more than I would think. But I think with the constant support of got it, good things are coming, it's so nice to hear that rather than you just telling yourself that, because as much as I tell myself that, there's only so much that I believe from myself. But hearing it externally, it's so nice to hear, so reassuring. This is so important. It's so you can experience life with people as well. And I always say that my boyfriend is my best friend, which still remains true. But I will say nothing beats a girls' night. I've noticed that my boyfriend doesn't come home with the same dopamine hit as I do with my girlfriends. He'll go hang out with his friends, whatever they do. But for girls, it's like we go out, we can go out, or we can even just go to dinner. We can go to a movie. We can go, do something that's like, it's just so fun to have community like that. And then like a little bit of gossip. I love the gossip, We're not perfect. I'm not going to sit here and be like, we don't talk anything controversial. We don't talk anything, we're angels, we're saints. That is not true. A little bit of gossip and even just about like talking about stuff that's happening in our life is so important. And I saw this thing online, and it remains so true, is when they say, we support each other's rights and wrongs, which is so funny. Your friends are supposed to be there to be like judgment free. And I feel that way with all my friends. And one thing remains true, and it's that we're fucking cool. Because to me, being cool means that you are just true to yourself. You're true to yourself, you show up for other people, you do what you have to do for you without hurting other people, but you're cool. To me, you're cool. There is no facade in it. You show up, and that's really all it takes. I love when people show up for me, and so I do my best to show up for other people. Break so I can do my lip. The lip is kind of insane, but that's why you clean it up. My last thing that I've learned during this unemployment is that makeup is power. And I've already known this, obviously, but I just wanted to emphasize it more because in this situation that I'm in, I'm really down. But as soon as I put makeup on, my confidence just shoots up to like 100. I could just be at home in my sweatpants, not doing anything, lounge clothes, not really dressed up. But as long as I have makeup on, I feel better. It's a confidence booster. Makeup is subjective because it could range from someone who has like a full bead on and someone who just kind of puts like a natural, more looking makeup on. I feel like I'm somewhere in between because I don't really do crazy makeup. Like, I just put on BB cream, some concealer and blush, and then my lip, and that is my everyday. And if I wanted a full be where it's like eyeshadow, cut crease, you know, everything, I could do that, but I don't. I'm not talented enough to do that, to be honest. I feel that same way with my clothes. I love being fashionable. I love my clothes so much, and that's almost, my mom has said this, fashion is like an armor for us, you know. Inside I'm so emotional, but as soon as I put on like a bad bitch outfit, I'm just like, I'm here. And yeah, I mean, it's almost like a superpower for me. I wish I could be that girl to just be like natural, clean girl makeup, but I know that I'm not. I can never just be a clean girl makeup, you know, where they just wake up and they naturally are beautiful. Like, that is not me. Honestly, unfortunately, like, I need the help, and I'm not even gonna deny that, but I love it. I have been recording for way too long now. I just wanted to share with you guys what I've learned in my first week of being unemployed. I'm still learning things. This is not like the perfect end all be all, you know. This is just happening in my first week of being unemployed. I don't know how much longer I'm gonna be unemployed or what, but I'm sure as I move on with my journey, there are things that I'm going to learn more. There are things like that I've just stated that could change. And I think people feel that if they have an opinion on something and they've already spoken on it, that they need to stay consistent with it, which is not true at all. We're humans, we change. We change through our experiences, and that automatically changes our opinions, and that is okay. I need to learn that as well, because it took me a while to even get there. But I'm at a position where I don't need to put up a front anymore. I think I'm so free. I'm getting there. I'm getting to be free in my life where if I feel a certain way, or if I say this and I switch up, it's okay to have those opinions. Hopefully people don't take this and like take it from like 0 to like the most drastic thing. Like, you said this and now you're doing, it's like, it's not that serious. I'm just saying in the basic scope of like today, if I'm like blue is my favorite color, and then next week I'm like, actually red is my color. That's okay. No one cares. It's your life. It's not harming anyone. You do you. So with that being said, I am concluding this video here, and I'm just going to continue to do things that I feel like can help me get my mind right, get my body right, get everything right. And thank you for coming along on this journey. Hopefully you're here because you care, or maybe you're going through something like this. And if so, if you have learned anything in your unemployment that you think will help me, I would love that. I'm in a position where I've done all my schooling. Like, I've gone to my undergrad and I finished my master's, and so I haven't been really learning new things. Obviously, like when I read, yes, but I haven't been learning new things and been in a position where I'm in a classroom. So I would love to learn from you guys. If you have any tips, tricks, life lessons you've learned, please let me know. Comment down below. I would be obsessed reading them. So thank you again very much. I appreciate you guys, and I'll see you next time.